Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So yesterday, pretty volatile day. We did tag a monthly level, starting off from the monthly chart here. You can see these tails here. So we have tagged it. Obviously, we've got a month to go before this plays out, but it is a fairly important level. If we come to the weekly, you'll see we are bouncing off the 200 EMA here as well. These two gaps to the downside are still open, and we spoke about them yesterday, so that's something just to keep in the back of your mind. But I think the important thing on the daily is we had this massive pin bar. So this pin bar at the moment, or just the tail itself, is 800 points. 3.7% of the Dow move is in a pin bar. That's significant. But we did have another one here, and we had a bit of a rally, and then we fell off. So this is the second signal that's happened on the daily. So from a price action perspective, that is indicating there's something brewing. And the other thing is we have this divergence here. So price is going down, oscillator's going up. So specifically the Williams percentage R, which is the black line here. Okay. Stochastics have grouped the downside. They've crossed, they've recrossed, also giving us some divergence there. So again, for me, the same advice as yesterday. Don't really want to short off the bottom, want to short on the pullback, but I think I'll be a little bit wary about that now. Okay, so just so we know what happened here, we had a massive gap down. This area here is where the market's limits were hit. Okay, so limit is put in place on the futures market at 5%. So if the market falls 5%, all short selling is stopped. Okay, then if that doesn't work, then that's to switch the market off, so you can't do anything. And the next one is at 7%, which is where we had a bit of a pause. I think you'll see that better down on a lower time frame. That little red bar there was 7%, and then it paused for 15 minutes, and then when it opened, it bombed again, and that was at roughly close to 13, well, not quite 13%, but the next limit would have been 13%. Okay, and you can see how the buyers stepped in off that. So, what do we see today? So the trend is down, obviously. The trend is very strong to the downside, so you are looking for shorts. Let me just delete that. But again, you want to be short off a level, and you want to be short on the retracement. Okay, so at this stage, I've got a high low, I've got a high higher high, so I have diversions here. Okay, and if I take it from the fractals, from that fractal to where we are now, I still get diversions as well, and I actually, so yeah, that's just indicating to me that we're probably going to have a bit of a pullback again. So I'm a little bit skeptical right now. So for me, I want to see us come off a level. There is a level that break up there. I'd want to see us tag that. We didn't quite tag it with this bar. We were hovering off it here, but we haven't tested that break. So for me, that 24,700 area is an area where I'd look for shorts again. I'm not convinced it's going to fall to the floor, but more than likely at least have a bit of a range trade or a bit of a pullback. I want to see a higher low here on the 3 hour. If I can see a higher low, then we've got some conviction that we're going to be moving to the upside. Okay, and bear in mind we still have this measured move as well. So this previous move down, we've had the retracement, pretty much 1, 2, 3, and then move down again. Okay, so the thing we need to watch out for is the Feds are going to start pumping money into this market, so they're going to start buying stocks. Interest rates, they'll probably cut the interest rate shortly as well. And remember last week when they cut interest rates, or the week before when they cut interest rates, can't see it there, we'll have to look on the daily. Was in the beginning of the month they cut interest rates, and here it was here. Okay, so I expect more volatility, and I just want to cut across to the Ichimoku because this is now on the daily specifically going to give you some indication of what's going on. So everything is bearish at the moment. However, Keys and Dickinson are separating. Okay, we're starting to get this rounding pattern form. There's not much resistance to the left. That's indicated by the size of the cloud here. See how thin the cloud is here. So if we start moving to the upside, it's going to be a fairly rapid move. Probably not going to recover all these losses, but it will recover a sizable chunk of it. Right now we are down 16%. And if we come to, from a yearly perspective, we open, or we close there on the year, and we are down 14% for the year. Okay, the other thing on the weekly Ichimoku, you can see we do have some almost a bearish twist here. Bearish signal there, and we're just on the break out of the cloud. So that is bearish, so you'd want to see another week or two of sideways action before it starts picking up. And oscillators also lining up quite nicely. So that for me is the key at the moment. The 3 hour and 4 hour will be exactly the same. Is we are consolidating at the moment. Still in a downward trend, but remember this indicator is a lagging indicator, so there's a lot happening on the time frame that you need to watch out for. And if you look at the 4 hour, the 1 hour, you can see we are in between Keys and Dickinson, indicating range, flat cloud indicating range. Oscillators are starting to group the upside, and the pattern that's forming here is similar to this here. You can see the two stochastics crossing far apart, and then there's a big move to the downside. So I'm still anticipating another move to the downside, but I think that move to the downside should give me a higher low, and that's going to give me confirmation that we may have a short-term reversal in this downtrend. Okay, so what does that mean for me today? Pretty simple. Probably going to sit in my hands, to be honest. I'm very wary of looking for a short at the moment with what I see happening here. Okay, buyer stepped in at the open, came back, and then they scaled in again. So there's two lots of buyers coming in, and in some cases probably going to be the same buyers coming in that have bought, and then they're sort of scaling in. So I think that is going to carry on. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a bit of a fall and then an acceleration. So I'm actually looking for confirmation that this could be a bottom. And it might take a day or two before that happens, but that's definitely what we're looking at. This little pin bar that we have here on the hour, and we haven't got a close below it. But that is a short trigger at the moment. Well, it would be a short trigger in normal circumstances. You can see there's a pin bar, but looking at the moving averages that are really starting to point up, they haven't crossed over yet. I want to see a crossover on the hour before we start looking for a long. So this is still looking like a bit of a short, and if we look at the 3 hour, you can see looking along the top, we do have continuation diversions on the top. Okay, a bit of mixed signals. We've got a high, higher high, got a high, lower high. So that's continuation diversions, which means the downside. But if you look at the diversion on the bottom, low, lower, low, low, higher, low, that is reverse normal diversions. In other words, you expect a turn. Okay, so I think this is pretty much in serious oversold territory right now. So I'm going to be watching this closely. I don't think I'm going to be trading much with it at the moment, but definitely looking for some kind of price action that's indicating we've got to move to the upside. And obviously the first target is going to be this gap, because there's nothing really that's going to stop that gap close, which should be a nice sizable chunk of money. And if I'm not mistaken, you'll probably find that the Fibonacci is in that area as well. 61.8, pretty much close to the gap. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at the moment. Is I am looking for some confirmation, and we'll pick it up in the European session. If this trend holds on the half hour, may still be a decent opportunity here. The 152 point stop loss, small position, big stop, and then see where we get through. But we've got a bit of congestion to get through on the left here, so I'm not going to look at it after hours. We'll wait for the European Open and see what happens there. Okay, anyway, guys, trend is down, but I'm a little bit wary of that. This could be a bottom at the moment. I'd want confirmation of the bottom, and that's going to be a break above these. Get the noise. That's going to be pretty much a break above these fractals, but I'll pick it up with a higher time frame, so it's that fractal that I'm looking at there. And even that doesn't really give me a solid long signal because I'm not breaking through this moving average, which is my 13 moving average. I'm not breaking through it with much conviction. So yeah, it's sit on hands and wait, but it does look like we're consolidating a bit here. I'll give it a day or two to see if that consolidation plays out, and then we'll be seeing if we're going to change direction back to the upside, at least to close the gap. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.